Oh, it's right there.
Happy Wednesday, boys and girls. We like our snacks today. Say today we have a birthday on the bus. Say today is Miss Lucy Lou's 4th birthday.
Lucy Lou.
And for her birthday, her mom sent along some cheese for everyone. We like our snacks today?
Of course we do. Of course we do.
I'm going to go Lucy Lou first.
No.
Now we're going to go Zoe. Okey Pokey.
Okey pokey.
Pipe or Indy. Cooper.
No Cooper.
Big Mac. Hank.
No Pink.
Rika. Timber.
Timber. Can't wait.
Colt.
Cold slobber.
Teddy. Charlie.
Charlie.
Eddie. Piper.
Hiker.
Callie, you're not in your spot. Come on. Up.
You
girl,
better get up,
Callie.
Cal.
Zeppelin.
Zeppelin.
You don't want that one?
I
You
don't.
want this one? No?
Oh, I don't want.
Zeppelin don't want one today? Cheese? No?
I don't want that one either.
Lucy Lou, get another one?
Lucy Lou.
Bertus.
Curtis.
Ella.
Bella.
Macaroni. Kevin.
Kevin.
Lambo.
There's Zeus.
Zeke doesn't want one again today.
Oh,
And Ziggy.
Ziggy. Ziggy. Ziggy. All right, let me see if it's too bright. I don't think that'll hurt my eyes. Hope not. Hope not. Toya Moi Pes. Best little dogs in the world. All right, so it's a very slow day for me. I don't know how it is for you. Let's see how. Can't find. This morning I can't find anything. I want to get the stock prices. Oh, I hear. There we go. Rail is the one I'm focused on, Railtown. I mean, you can focus on your own. It's 34 cents. It's really weird. Here, if I go here. It might not be 34 cents. No, it is. It's 34.02, 33 by 34 and a half, 48,000 shares volume. There's no news per se, and I can't read it anyway. I have to learn to be, I think it's this eye that I'm reading out of now, not this eye that I had worked on. Yeah, I can see all right. Just have to adapt. One must adapt, mustn't one. All right, so ZJYL is almost $1. Fingers down 3 cents at $1.17. This collective audience put out a statement as to what happened. It's still on the U.S. expert market, and because some of us have shares that it wasn't 88%, was it? It was 83%. Anyway, we have a large percentage of our shares which were spun out that haven't traded yet. So anyway, collective audience temporarily, which is, I guess, by definition, transitions to the expert market as the company completes accounting for its acquisition of Bebop Balula, Be My Baby, for the acquisition of Beop, which is going to be transformative. Collective Audience, a leading innovator of audience-based performance advertising and media for the open web, reports that the public trading of its common stock has transitioned from the OTC QB to the expert market, which is just Orwellian. It's not even Orwellian named. It's intentionally named that way so lawyers can continue their lying to the court and to prime dealers, and they can say, Your Honor, your offer, we got a price that in the expert market is such and such, and it bails out the criminal fellows. It's just, the whole thing is sickening. I don't know about a child, but I think a 12-year-old could figure this out, but everyone looks the other way, starting with Ann Wagner, the useless piece of congresswomanhood. So they have to file a 10Q for the third quarter of 24, and they're working on it. The filing delay is attributable to the U.S. GAAP accounting for the company's third quarter acquisition of France-based Beop, as well as the company's recent change of independent auditors. So everything works for the criminals at Aubrey Advisors and Chadron and Polar. Every delay works to their advantage. And Ann Wagner and Adina Friedman don't care. I think it's so wonderful now that women are in charge of everything. Of course, the men weren't doing so good either. Given the change in auditors and to help ensure a regular reporting cycle going forward, the auditors and the company's audit committee review has included a thorough financial evaluation of the first and second quarter of 24, which were reported post-DSPAC, the DSPAC handled by the criminals at Aubrey Advisors and Chadron. Of course, these are my opinion and commentary. Bebop Balula has been a transformative acquisition for the company, providing the advanced ad tech cloud platform technology. So that's important. So Beop has a cloud platform ad tech technology that is powering the company's audience cloud infrastructure for advertising on the open web. That sounds pretty important to me. Beop's expert teams based in France, based in Paris and Montpellier and New York City, work with more than 90% of France's premium publishers. Ooh la la. Media customers include more than 200 premium global publishers across the UK, North America, and Australia, with more than 50 million unique visitors per month, all looking at the latest picture of Lily Phillips. Beop's customers include Range Rover, Tommy Hilfiger, Samsung, Adidas, Coca-Cola, Forbes, Ford, Audi, Hyundai, Yoplait, L'Oreal, Club Med, and the International Olympic Committee and Paramount. The company's delayed Q3 filing resulted in the operator of the OTC QB stock market, the OTC markets group, moving the trading of the company's common stock to its expert market tier. And tier is in this case spelled TIER, but it easily could be spelled TEAR. The OTC Markets Group has extended to collected audience a grace period, which will allow the company to quickly return to the higher tier OTCQB soon after the company becomes current in its filings with the SEC. Remember that Peter Boards is a childhood friend with Chucky Crawwell at OTC Markets. So that's good. It's good for the company. The company anticipates the Q3 filing to be ready for submission within the next 7 days, dependent on the completion of the filings review by the independent accounting firm, who, like all accounting firms, take their sweet ass time. Quote, "We very much appreciate the patience and support of our shareholders as we work through the complexities of this transformative acquisition and set up a strong financial foundation going forward," stated collective audience CEO Peter Boards. These efforts are important given the increasing momentum for growth we have gained from our new partnerships and acquisitions. We believe we have entered a pivotal stage in our growth trajectory where we are able to benefit from the major changes underway in our industry and capitalize on new opportunities. New regulatory changes such as the FCCTCPA one-to-one consent rule related to lead generation and consumer privacy are expected to uniquely benefit collective audience. The company's audience cloud capabilities enable brands to connect directly with consumers and route their data directly to the CRM or DMP, data management platform, of brands and publishers. These unique capabilities position collective audience to become the go-to provider of audience-based performance advertising and media platform for the open web. As the company begins the new year, it is preparing to launch several new products, including a full programmatic layer integration, enabling all trading desks to access audience desks' direct publisher inventory. It is also preparing to launch a new VAST video advertising channel for interactive in-stream YouTube or video ad units that enable video experiences. Quote, "We have received very positive preliminary data from the testing of our new offerings with the FDA and a 3x gain in the traditional performance and 80% completion rates with audience participants interacting with our video ads," noted Boards. We look forward to sharing more on these new next generation products over the coming weeks, and this part of a robust product release roadmap that extends throughout the year. As our financial team and auditors work to finalize our Q3 10Q, our operational teams remain focused on executing our corporate development roadmap and signing significant new businesses, added Boards. These activities also include the full integration and optimization of our new global operations, technologies, and products in preparation for our anticipated organic and acquisitive growth in 2025. Based on collective audience's acquisitions in 2024 and the subsequent growth in client campaign bookings, the company reiterates its expectations to report record full year 2024 pro forma revenue and positive pro forma adjusted EBITDA. The company also expects to report record third quarter 2024 pro forma revenue of approximately $1.8 million, up 65% from the previous quarter. The growth will be driven primarily by the contribution of two transformative acquisitions, DSL Digital and Bebop Balula, and their accelerating growth post-acquisition. Adjusted EBITDA for the third quarter is still expected to total a loss of approximately $92,000, which is an 88% improvement from the previous quarter. The company anticipates reporting further gains in revenue and adjusted EBITDA performance in the fourth quarter of 2024. These results would be in line with the company's outlook of $7.5 million in revenue and positive adjusted EBITDA on a pro forma basis, which it provided earlier in 2024. In addition to Bebop, in July, Collective Audience acquired the marketing as a service provider, DSL Digital. DSL brought to Collective Audience multi-million-dollar annual profitable revenues generated by a global services team and proprietary copycraft AI technology. Collective Audience's positive expectations are supported by major new bookings with Fortune 1000 clients and major brands valued at more than $2.2 million in Q4 2024. Collective Audience provides an innovative audience-based performance advertising and media platform for brands, agencies, and publishers. The company has introduced a new, open, interconnected, data-driven digital advertising and media ecosystem for the open web, which eliminates many inefficiencies in the digital ad buyer and seller process for brands, agencies, and publishers. It delivers long sought-after visibility, complementary technology, and unique audience data that drives focus on performance, brand reach, traffic, and transactions. For the ad tech providers and media buyers who come onto Collective Audience's platform, they will be able to leverage audience data as a new asset class powered by AI as an intelligence layer to guide decision making. That was Collective Audience, January 16, 1840 Eastern Standard Time, 2340 GMT. Oh, lucky boy. I hear you, poor guy. I don't know what to do about lucky boy. I don't know what to do about lucky boy. All right. Railtown is 34 cents. Collective Audience isn't really trading, so that's not good. Logic is actually 2 cents. And I heard there's news of some kind coming over the next days or weeks. Trump media is up 69 cents. Sexy Nixie is down 2 cents. Roger Rabbit's Genius Group is up 80 cents. Tesla up 24 smackers. That's basically it. Am I unhappy with my eye because it's not seeing? Both. It's blurry. I can't see out of it. I mean, I can look. I see light now, and I can see my hand moving, and I can see but it's very blurry. It's all blurry. So I'm not happy with that. It's the very basic lens. I paid for, I don't know, one of the top lenses. I forget. I didn't get the toppermost, but I got, I think it's called Odyssey. And I can't remember my ultimate decision, but it was based on being able to read, see in the intermediate and in the distance. And most people didn't have complaints, but for whatever reason, he didn't put that lens in. He put the basic lens in. So it's supposedly I'll be able to see in the distance. And, in a very blurry way, I can see in the distance now, but not clearly. I have to go back in on Tuesdays, so maybe it's just a process that it'll get better. I don't know. But what's weird is because this eye now sees something, this eye is no longer, well, right now it is. I guess right now it's doing it. But when this eye was blocked off, my right eye was doing all the work. And I guess it is right now too. Anyway, my brain will just have to adjust to what I have. But PS71, I'm very grateful I'm not blind. I'm grateful that it doesn't hurt. And, I have to go in on Tuesday next week. He said that my eye was, I forget the word he used, inflamed. That wasn't the word he used, but some word like that. But the pressure was good. I don't take it, by the way, I don't take it as a good sign that he's asking me to come in for an extra post-op. Maybe there's something wrong in my eye. I don't know. But I'm grateful. And, I'm sure I'll have to get reading glasses, but I didn't want that PS71. I've always, all my life, I've been able to read. I wasn't able to see the blackboard that well, or frankly, to see things in the distance all that well. So maybe that'll be a blessing that I can see that now. But hey, life changes. As you get older, you have to give some things up and adapt to new things. I'll just have to adapt to reading glasses. I'll get over it. I'll bitch about it because I'm a complainer, but I'll be happy. I'm happy. I'm grateful. I am grateful. And I am blessed, I think, that I didn't lose my eyesight. So you already had it that way. Well, that's what my sister calls monovision. My vision in the near eye was blurry. Lasered my peritoneum. Maybe my peritoneum needs a lasering. So I use readers to read. That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to use readers to read. There you go. That's what a friend of mine said. I'm going to have a pair in my car, which I don't own a car. My briefcase, my office, kitchen, bedroom, family room. That's what I have ahead of me, in my pockets, in my, everywhere. I'll get over it. As I said to somebody, I won't have the best eyeballs in the cemetery. In 100 years, nobody will remember my name anyway. So they certainly won't remember my eyeballs. Hi, Amby. I was very much down, very much down. I was angry beyond consolation on when I left the hospital. I didn't understand it. I was really angry, and I don't know where that came from, but I was disappointed beyond measure. And I just decided that I have to be thankful that my eyes, that I could get any kind of lens and any kind of operation. And I mean, I assume that I'm going to be able to see out of this left eye. I mean, right now, like I say, I can see light, I can see things, but it's very blurry. It's like it needs Windex. But if it doesn't get better, it doesn't get better. I'll just have to rely on my right eye. But I feel really blessed to be able to see, and I'm safe now. If there's movement here, if people walk into me, or there's a car coming down the road, I can see that blur of movement. So that's good. And yeah, I'll just have to read. I'll just have to use reading glasses. Tough titties. Well, I got a feedback yesterday from Brent, which is very, it's just very bland, but it does give some hope. He said, stand by all for logic next steps, which have taken a long time. That's all he said in response to, he said, stand by all for logic next steps, which have taken a long time. So I don't know if that means next week or if it means next month, but I do think finally next steps will be coming. I did point out to everyone yesterday that I'm not that impressed with the company they're merging into. So my concern, PS71, is that the medical company they're merging into is just the final part of the sting operation that Aubrey Advisors set up now almost 3 years ago, and took, I don't know, $150, $200 million out of the market for their best client, Polar. That's all my opinion. But logic is my largest opinion, my largest position. I can't trade it really. I'm buried in it. And I guess the hopeful argument one could make is that MetaLab are serious people and they want to make money. I think MetaLab is a complete fake company set up to help the shorts book their profit. I hope I'm 100% wrong, and I will be so glad to be proven wrong. But I just think these stock markets are a complete embarrassment and joke. But anyway, the positives could be that what Logic has announced in the past is they're going to do 7 or 8 deals and they're going to get it to almost $1 billion. And we're going to have 15% of that. That's 50 cents a share. I don't believe it anymore, though. I think we'll have maybe 5% of 100 million. And we're going to have a ton more shares outstanding. I would guess there'll be 1 billion shares outstanding. And it's all by way of helping Aubrey Advisors' client, Polar. And that's just my opinion. But I put a ton in too. Go Logic, I'm trying to make myself available to do something with Go Logic, and I think I can. I thought I could with Logic, but I guess MetaMune beat me to it. But we'll keep working on it. Don't give up yet. Don't give up. Don't give up. Hey, Korean Yoon. Lucky could be a candidate at T low. I don't know if I've waited too long. But now that my eyesight, this eyesight isn't good, but this one is all right. I bet I could drive down to Richmond, Virginia, and visit the guy and maybe get some of the medicine myself. I'll do that, son of what? I'll do that. It's not looking very good at all. You're in at 4 cents on Logic, 10 or 12 cents times that for so 10, 40 cents on Go Logic or more. I think we'll get back to 4 cents on Logic, maybe better than that. The question is if it trades up, which I think it will. The question is, do you wait or do you let Aubrey Advisors' clients just drive it right back down? I don't know the answer to that. Well, we can only wait. I haven't been able to talk to Brent or anybody. I can only wait for the news. And it's not going to change anything. If I were able to talk to him, it wouldn't change anything. I think Brent has a habit of building really good teams, good companies, getting a lot of excitement going, and then signing deals with the smiling faces of Wall Street and the lying lawyers that support Wall Street. And it just eviscerates shareholder value. I don't know what it is. I'm not a shrink. I have my problems too, of course. We all do. Mine started with my mother. I can tell you about them. No, I'm kidding. All right, PS71. Yeah, I hope there's progress. Right now, I'm holding my breath because I'm hoping he doesn't tell me on Tuesday he wants me to go to the hospital. Monovision requires both eyes to be capable of functional vision. I don't know the answer. What is the potential? My left eye was my best eye. When I would wear contacts, I would remember that which one got the better contacts, left, by telling myself left is right, left is, the best. But anyway, I don't know. We'll find out. I'll find out. I'm not used to things not working out for me, in the sense that, in a group of 1,000, I would never be one of the 2% that it doesn't work. But in this case, I am. Why not? Why not? Someone sold 500,000 ZJYL. Wow, let's look at that. Well, not today, right? Today the volume's 114,000. I don't have the volume for yesterday. I guess I could look at a 5-day chart, or yesterday. I don't know when it sold 500,000. But my guess would be it was a prearranged trade. They were crossing it. So let's say hedge fund number one shorted a bunch of ZJYL without owning it or locating it. And for some reason, their broker dealer was enforcing the rules for some reason. What hedge fund number one would do is go find hedge fund number two and maybe hedge fund number three. And they would get number two to buy the 500,000 shares at a prearranged price. And of course, they can't talk to each other over the phone. They can't do it by email. They could meet at Harry's bar, or my suspicion is they meet in the anteroom of Temple on Saturday. But I don't know. I don't mean anything anti-Semitic by that, but these are Jewish guys that trust each other. So anyway, it could be that. Could be that these guys all went to the same, I don't know, they all went to the same music school together, so they trust each other. For whatever reason, they trust each other. And so they give clues and hints, either with a code in the bid and ask, or they meet outside of Wall Street and they organize it. So it's really odd, Narad, that somebody has 500,000 shares to sell, and almost instantaneously there's 500 to buy. This in a marketplace that doesn't have investment bankers, doesn't have trading desks, doesn't have research, doesn't have any natural buyers. Somehow it happens, and Adina Friedman and Ann Wagner have no curiosity how that happens. None. But I would say it's a hedge fund number two bought the 500,000 shares that hedge fund number one had to deliver. So that closed out that position. That establishes a new short position in hedge fund number two. Maybe hedge funds number three is there to muddy the waters, divide it up a little bit, or just to hold it for a future case. But by buying the 500,000 shares, hedge fund number two goes short. Hedge fund number one closes out its make-believe position, and the broker-dealer goes, the problem went away. Yeah, I can cover NextBridge hydrocarbons. Tell me what you want me to talk about with it. It was today, but it doesn't show up. That's odd. So that was done probably in a dark pool. It's definitely a prearranged trade, and this is a Chinese stock. Maybe these are Chinese guys doing it, not Jewish guys. I don't know. Maybe they're meeting at a wet market, and they have a code using the entrails of raccoons. I don't know. But it's code, and it's preset, and it's prearranged, all of which is illegal. Now, Rod, I would say that's a sign that the shorts are under pressure. I wouldn't go so far as to say that it means there's something imminent happening in terms of a short squeeze. But I don't mean to be mealy-mouthed, but it's possible that it does. It is possible that that's a signal that there's going to be a lot more short covering coming in. It's possible. But just once, I don't think it's earth-shattering. If it happens more than once, we might be on to something. NextBridge, hydrocarbons, shares got trapped in AST and nobody's talking about it. Got trapped? You're crazy. Are you a serious person, TM? Big capital T, small m? Because you're either here to promote a complete non-truth, or you're a simpleton, or you're just confused about something. But no shares are trapped at AST. That's the transfer agent. They're not trapped there. You can't trade the shares of NextBridge or MMTLP. MMTLP is untradeable. There is no market for MMTLP. And shares in your brokerage account that happen to say NextBridge, but they're just a placeholder, you can't trade those. Those you're trapped in. Now, for your new generation of people where everything has to happen instantaneously, you may feel trapped. But NextBridge is a private company. It's a private investment that's under attack by the short sellers, the criminal short sellers. The criminal short sellers are attacking the people that work there. They're threatening them. They're threatening the people that do business with NextBridge. They're threatening the contracts. They're tortuously interfering. I have all of this on good information. So there are more delays than usual. But I think NextBridge is perfectly positioned to create massive value for shareholders by being a private company. And not that anyone listens to me, but the last thing I would do if I were NextBridge would be to try to untrap people by starting to trade on Johnny Tobacco's blockchain. I think that would be disastrous for the value of NextBridge. Oh, 500 shares. Well, you don't know what straw will break the camel's back. One never knows, do one? Can you explain the digital BD chart? Broker dealer. There was a chart I saw on X for the 105 broker dealers, but I don't really know what it showed. The data looked like it wasn't current, but I'm not sure that matters. The main thing I got out of it, Paulie, if I were a holder of MMTLP / NextBridge placeholders, I would be concerned if my broker dealer only had, I don't know, 12,500 shares at the DTC, because that wouldn't last long if people asked for those. When you looked at a Fidelity, I can't remember the number, but there were a couple of broker dealers. Ameritrade had 39 million shares or something. A couple of the others had 12 million. You might have more time to dilly-daddle about asking for your physical shares. But the main lesson I got out of that is if there's 163 million shares available at the transfer agent of NextBridge for people who purchased MMTLP, and if what I heard, I don't know, 2 months ago, if only about 65% of those shares have been spoken for, that leaves a ton of stock left that you can go claim. But I think what I learned from that broker dealer list is it really depends what your broker dealer has at the Depository Trust Corporation rather than the global number. So my takeaway is run, 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 run to your computer, to your phone. Contact your broker dealer. Tell them, I want my physical shares of NextBridge, and do it while it costs you $80. Once those shares run out, it's going to cost you how much ever a lawyer costs. I'd love to hear Richard's thoughts on RLAIF. Do you see Sprott's? I did see that. We can look into that. And even though you guys don't hit the like button, you don't share this, you don't subscribe, and you don't do all those things that make me a superstar, I'm going to try to ask Eric Sprott. I'm going to try to ask Rick Rule. I'm going to try to ask Schlechtman. I'm going to try to ask Peak Prosperity. I'm going to try to ask the horizontal shale oil guy, Art Berman. I'm gonna try to get some interviews so my content is at least interesting rather than just me talking about my eyesight. Hey, Chris Ambles. Hey, Steve F. The finger chart on Ham. Well, I don't know what Ham's been putting on, but he told me that he has the short data for finger, and there is a flaw in that data to the extent that anything is covered or delivered, that short data might need to be reduced. On the other hand, if purchases were made in the open market, one would expect the stock price to show that, and you never have seen it. You've never seen it, in my opinion. So I think the data is probably relevant. Dave's Killer Bread. All right, I'll remember that. We all have to. I listened to a woman, I think she was a doctor, but she was doing research. She was young. And she took a self-administering blood sugar test with her. But she went to restaurants in the United States and she ordered pasta, lasagna, spaghetti, as my little sister used to call it, spaghetti. Basically pasta. And then she went to Italy and she ordered all of it there. And she never got blood sugar spikes in Italy, only here, because there they limit what ingredients and they limit how you can make pasta. Here, that we're just big guinea pigs for the agriculture and food companies. All right, let me go to the top. I'm on a mission from God. Yeah, I'm doing well. My eye doesn't hurt, so despite all my complaining, I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. Okay, we got Trump. Share settlement. I have no idea. Come out 7. I have no idea. I don't think Trump's going to do anything quickly. And I've told you that I think they should do it for the small companies separately for the big companies, because there's going to be a lot of pushback from Wall Street that if you force us to do this, you're going to kill the markets. So just focus on the smaller ones. I wear my Aren't those dogs amazing? Ah, they're so good. All right, MLSS, let's look. Yep, it's up 3 cents. All right, I saw an article. Every one of you should care about. But I probably won't be able to find it. We'll see. I used to own my own house. I never had to deal with that. No, I'm not. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. Oh, yeah, maybe I am. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. Oh, I see. Because it's not an article. I guess we could. How long does the listen take? The listen takes. It's from UBS. UBS. All right, so let me play that. Go over there.
And Trump went in there and said,
"Oh, Trump."
And Trump probably did tip it to get it done because he probably
everybody's Trump.
Because he probably went in there and said, Biden's the good cop, I'm the bad cop, get it done, or
everybody has an opinion on Trump.
Fuck that. Start over.
All right, so maybe we'll listen to that later. How high could Railtown go? Well, I'm just guessing, Augustin, but let's call it 40 cents right now. So the market cap of Railtown is, survey says, market cap is $50 million. So I've shown you the Railtown let's see if I can show it to you again. So this is Railtown, world-class AI-powered developers tools. And Railtown's suite of AI solution help developers build software better, faster, and more efficiently, just like the $6 million man, while lowering costs and accelerating team velocity, whatever that is. No idea what team velocity is. So I don't know who Mila is. I don't know AMII, but their partners include Microsoft, NVIDIA, AMD, and the AI Partnerships Corporation. Their products are Conductor, which is the first end-to-end developer productivity engineering platform. The power of Conductor keeps your developers happy and productive. They do root cause analysis. I don't know. I can't quite understand that wording, but it's the developer productivity engineering platform for the next generation of software development. And then the Lang tracks, workflows, and then Railtown better application, whatever, all this stuff. I don't know what it all means. But they're going after a big market, 4 billion to 17 billion, 7 billion to 132 billion. It's global, growing, commercialized, proven tech founders. Here they are, Brandolini. Meet the team. If you look under Brandolini, 30 years of experience as a founder, partner, angel investor. He's a former partner of Teleo, acquired by Microsoft. This guy, Marwan, launched platforms for Microsoft and Starbucks. This guy, Elliot, Dr. Elliot, co-founded Extract AI, which was acquired by Patriot One Technologies. Kevin O'Neill, co-founder, also part of that same company. You've got these guys all with a lot of skill. You've got a great investor relations person. Great director of human resources. Railtown joins the AI Partnerships Affiliate Network. This is a group of a lot of AI companies. They're starting to market their product. They raised a little bit of money. They have a European marketing agreement. They have this SOC2 Type 2 compliance, which is apparently very important. Again, they're marketing at the Developer Productivity Engineering Summit. They launch a customer acquisition campaign. So they're going from research and development to actually using their products as revenue generators. They have a new product which expedites whatever SR and ED audit processes are. But that a new product in September. They present at the Think Equity Conference. They announce a partnership with Alberta Machine Learning Institute. Another raise. Research Capital initiates coverage of Railtown AI with an initial speculative buy rating. I wouldn't mind getting a copy of that report. I lost where oh, here I am. Sarah Betcher, Research Production Associate. Stuart McDonald, Mining Research Analyst. Andre Udden, Healthcare Research. Bill Newman. Greg McLeish. I can't get in to see the research. You need a password. So anyway, Augustin, my point is this stock is it's out of R&D. It's on the verge of capturing revenue and clients. So is it worth $50 million or is it worth 50 billion? I don't think it's worth 50 billion, but what is it worth? 50 million? 500 million? 5 billion? I don't know. But I think as soon as the market sees the validity of their product, Conductor and the rest, it'll be a very rapid transition to that. So what do you wait for? You wait for large investors or clients, large clients or smaller ones to sign up. And they've been marketing now for several months. So I don't know when that happens, but I would guess, why not now? Why not at the beginning of 2025? So if I had to pick a number that is conservative, I would say that it'll go to $1.5 billion market cap. I'm not limiting it there. It could go much, much higher. But at $1.5 billion, it would be $11 a share approximately. That would be my target. Will it happen right away? I have no idea. Am I right? I have no idea. But I think there's going to be, pardon my vocabulary, I think there's going to be a quantum leap in the market's valuation for Railtown AI. It's just a question of what number you want to assign to it. If it goes up 10x, that's $500 million. I have a feeling it's going to do better than that, but I don't know. Does it go 20x, 30x, 40x, 50x? I picked 30x to come up with my $1.5 billion. I mean, if you want to cut that back and say it only goes up to $500 million, then you've got a $4 stock. Still, all very rewarding trades. And my belief, my suspicion is that whatever triggers the leap in valuation will happen very quickly. That leap will happen very quickly. Why? There's analysts out there, there's hedge funds, there's people like us that all want to be in AI. They all understand AI. They don't understand silver, oil, and gas. And when they see that Conductor can bring in not, small clientele, but maybe let's say it brings in I don't know who the clients could be, but let's say it brings in an international, I don't know, some sort of international consulting firm or some sort of international efficiency firm or some sort of domestic sales improvement firm. I don't know. I can't make it up. But whatever companies would benefit from improving their legacy software and having that software grow in both efficacy and I guess efficiency because of AI. Apparently the market's very broad. This is an area that Microsoft and Google are in. And so I think Railtown can almost go to any number, but just to try to pick I I think Railtown is now at 50 million in market cap, and that's after 4 or 5 years of R&D. They're now marketing their product. As that product proves what it's worth, my bet is it's worth a lot. If you don't believe that, you shouldn't be in the stock, but I think it's worth a lot. The tool is revolutionary. It's a first mover and it's their own. So anyway, the question is, how high is this hockey stick before the rates of returns level off? And what you want to know is it 10x, 30, 20x, 30x more? It wouldn't be much of a product if it were less than 10x. And I don't even think 10x is all that exciting. But 20 or 30x gives you $11 a share. And I think that's where I would pick, $11 a share. And I think that could take 6 months, 9 months. In the short run, if you're impatient, 10x would get it to $4. But if you really want to be conservative, let's say it only goes to 1/3 of that. So $1.20, $1.50 in the short run. Kind of the stock starts going up because people start anticipating this. Maybe in the short run it goes, that's where the warrants are out there at $1.20. So I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Yeah, they're attacking DJT. Let me look. I mean, it's a constant story of buy the dip, sell the rip. They do it, they being the short sellers, because they can make money during the day. They can make money within 2 days. They sell stock that doesn't exist. They and their buddies drive it down. They cover. You sell. They cover, and then they split up the profits at Harry's Bar. I don't know how to call into hymns. I guess I can just call in. He didn't ask me to join, so he's probably pissed at me or something. I'll just call in at 2:45. If he wants to hear from me, he will. That's why, Steve, I think the stock is so cheap. You don't need to play calls. Just buy the stock. Um, yeah, I lost a lot of money in finger calls. I'll call into him in a couple of minutes. I don't know why he didn't ask me. He doesn't want me to do these lives anymore.
Battery 90%. Connected to Bill's iPhone.
Looking fly. I don't know what looking fly means. I guess fly means fly in the family stone. Fly means all right. Fly equals cool. I wonder why fly means cool. It's kind of it's a neat word. It's a neat word. I don't know if I should call into him. Guess I can try it. See what he says. All he can do is hang up on me, right? The speaker's not there, so I have to hang up. Start again. We'll see if he. We'll see if he's not picking up for me. So I guess what you have to do is just, I can sign off and you can go on Twitter and call into his call. I don't know what the numbers are. How could I do it? I'm trying to think how I could call in. I guess it might be on Twitter, right? All right, here, I call in.
FreeConferenceCall.com. You're helping people around the world communicate for free. Please enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign. Muted.
In the government for the housing, I forget what it's called. And he was with the people from MMTLP. 1,000%. He's shaking hands with Trump. 100% that this guy, 1,000%, that he's told them about naked short selling and the MMTLP. And he's talked to all these people, and they all know about what's going on here. Not even a question. The U.S. equity market is completely broken, fraudulent. And if they don't clean it up, God help us all, because it's just going to be a total collapse. They can't keep letting people steal money offshore from all of us onshore. It's just undermining everything that's going on in this country. The money is going to offshore terrorists. I don't give a shit that Lynn Partners is on Madison Avenue. They're sending wires to their buddy in Australia. Who knows where else they're sending it? The DOJ has now busted up the short and distort gang of Andrew Left, Hindenburg. I don't know why they haven't grabbed that capybara piece of shit out in Brazil, or all these other little peons that do this stuff. But as you can see, history repeats itself again. I was around when Pat Byrne was attacked by Gradient Advisors. It was a research firm. Pat took it and ran with it, got people to whistleblow on the insiders. It led to Rocket Partners with Mark Cahodes paying $5 million to Pat Byrne to give up Goldman Sachs. All right, Gradient Advisors, they were helping write the research reports for Gradient Advisors. They would tell them, hold up, don't put the reports out. We want to show it more. This is the same nonsense that's going on at Hindenburg. You see the emails from the court documents. It's right under that Anson fund. You can go see it. Anson was paying Hindenburg to write the stories, edit the stories, just like they did before. The same thing. Hindenburg, Andrew Left, they didn't have research firms. They were being told what to write. These guys had complete knowledge from people inside the companies or short sellers helping to write these reports and to get these stories out there. And when the stories came out, they attacked like a pack of wolves. Just like Capybara and Lynn did in Finger Motion at $7. I watched Andrew Left. I used to call him wrong way left, because everything he attacked, a couple of days, it just turn and go right back up. I remember he did it to EXAS. I remember he did it to Etsy. Etsy sold a counterfeit t-shirt. The stock lost $60 over time. It was 130. It was squeezing. It was bouncing back up. It was a big squeeze, and he put it to an end. He stopped it then right there. And that's what Andrew Left did back then. All right, so these guys are notorious. They've been running amok. They've been looting the markets. All these big funds that you see on TV and you love and all this stuff, and they brag about how they made their money. I put up Millennium Fund, Izzy Englander, brilliant guy, people in his fund. were shorting the secondaries on stocks and buying them back on the secondaries, which is completely illegal. Every money manager on the streets been doing that stuff for a long time. They would need 100 buses to grab all these guys who did that. That's easy money. Goldman's doing the secondary in IBM. They knock it down a bunch of points. They short it, and they secondary's done 3 points lower. These guys walk away doing, 1 million shares, and walk away making $3 million overnight to do the secondary. That's what these guys all do. It's free money. They keep stealing, and it's got to come to an end. If they weren't allowed to sell short because they can't borrow it, they can't short these secondary offerings or whatever else going on. They did the same shit, finger motion, all these companies, they do the same thing. When you work on the trading desk and the company's doing a secondary, everyone is told about it. The people on the desk call their clients. The clients know about it. And once they're short, they tell everyone on the street, get out of the stock. They're doing a secondary. They knock it down. Why? Because when they do the secondary, instead of doing it at $20, they knock it down to 18. They do the secondary at 16. They're helping defraud the public companies. All right, that's what they do. There's so many different ways these guys steal. But when you naked short, you don't have to borrow, and that shuts down. If you can't short, what are you going to fight? You're not going to try to knock a stock down for fun. There has to be a reason behind it, whether it's a secondary, an offering or debt spiral, whatever it is. They have to have a reason or something to do it for. The short selling, the stock loan is completely fraudulent. There's no one overseeing it. There's no regulations. It's Wild West. It's a bunch of guys in the back offices making their own rules. When there's a fail to deliver, the brokerage firms, they all need to get arrested and locked up because they're not buying in the fails to deliver. E-Trade, Ameritrade, all these guys that you have your accounts with, they're helping the short sellers steal your money. Every one of them, not one of them is standing up for you. They're all doing the same thing. And, I'm sick of people posting, oh, this is never going to happen. Listen, go naked short. Go do what Andrew Left did. Go do what Hindenburg did. Steal all you can. Just hope you don't get caught, because when you get caught, you're going to jail. All right? I know it's easy money. I can go out there and buy puts and yell fire like Jim Chanos did. They all do it. When you yell fire in the theater, you create a panic. That's what their game plan is. It's easy to create a downward panic. People panic because they don't know what the hell's going on. Imagine you go out to lunch, your stock, you see it on your phone, it's dropping. You have no idea. You try to call around, the stock's down $1, now it's down $2. A lot of people just bail out. Or they get a margin call. They get sold out. That's what the shorts do. The game is completely rigged. Has nothing to do with us. The game is completely rigged. They do it in different stocks. Every day they attack a different stock. It needs to end. President Trump is coming in on Monday. All right, the market's closed. All he has to say is a couple of words. If you sell or naked short, you go to jail. End the conversation. This is going to turn on a dime. And you say, well, how do you know that? Well, stocks usually give you a sign. Well, Tesla stock was crashing, and now it's way back over 400. I think it was up 30 before. I don't even know. There's so many stocks that turn on a dime that look awful. They try to make them look awful. DJT, they're trying to make it look like there's nothing going on. Devin Nunes knows there's over 1 billion shares short. He has the documentation. I know the people talking to him. They're being quiet for a reason. All I know is that quietly the DOJ has got Andrew Left, and now they got Hindenburg. The short gang has got they cut one head off already. All right, they're a 3-headed monster. They're going down. The next is the short sellers, and then the brokerage firms that got to pay the price too. All these firms, I believe, will be cut in half. Goldman, Morgan, all these stocks. Because when the shit hits the fan, these guys have been making money. Pat Burns said it. 75% of the money earned at these brokerage firms comes from the stock loan department. That's where they make all their money. Not trading. They're just as bad as everyone else on the phone. They're lucky if they have, 6 out of 10 winners if they're lucky. And that's rigging the desk. They buy stocks, they upgrade them. They use every trick to make money because that's how hard it is in the stock market. There's millions and millions of people that all have a different idea what a stock is going to do. These guys try to control the momentum of a stock, whether it's up or down. Once the game becomes fair, then everyone will have a fair shot at making money and investing. Right now, this is the Wild West. I'm focusing on stocks that I believe that Trump is going to expose the fraud. He has to do it for his own money. I don't believe Trump is here to get rich in Bitcoin, because he's not a Bitcoin guy. He doesn't have a Bitcoin stock. And I think he's here to help his company out. Devin Nunes, Pam Bondi, just look at the people that are behind him. Cash Patel. He's going to go after all these people. Let's hope he says it on Monday so we can put this to rest. You can get your money and then eventually try to trade and make some money for yourself. We don't have to talk about this anymore. I'm sick of doing it. I don't want to answer any more questions about it. If you don't see the writing on the wall, I don't know what to say. I've never seen the writing more on the wall ever. You've never had the SEC or the President of the United States telling you what they're going to have to do to fix this situation. And that means buy back your stocks. They're not saying sell the stocks. To close out naked shorts, they have to buy the stocks. That means stocks are going to go up. All right? So pick whatever stock you want to play in. Do your own research. I advise you to move quickly. We got an hour to go before this market is closed. Monday, we're closed. If Trump speaks and says something on Monday, you won't have an opportunity. The game will be over with. I don't think the downside is the problem here. I think the problem is that if you don't do something, the upside is going to be explosive. This morning, finger motion started to move up. They started washing trades. They were putting bids up for 10,000, and in 1 second, they sold 10,000. Whenever you see a bid for 10,000 and it trades 1 second later, that is complete wash trades. There's a prearranged trade. The buyer's there, the seller, they all know each other. All right? So there's been buyers in the middle of it. When a buy is done, the stock moves back down. That's what they do. The stock hasn't had an update in months. They just keep coming after it. And this was before the company raised the money. The company raised $5 million. This is a small company that has the business, needs capital to make their business explode. They have it, all right? So that bullet's been taken already. 3.3 million shares, all right, at $1.50. There's no selling down here. Those people are all done. Now what happens? The company goes back to making money. The next leg is going to be a special dividend. For those of you that don't understand it, I'll say it for the last time. It's musical chairs. When the music stops, everyone needs a certificate to match your name. That's how it plays out. The company's giving out a free 10% warrant. I don't know the strike price and I don't know the record date yet because we're waiting for the CEO to announce that. The CEO said he's waiting for an audit to be complete. Well, their financials just came out, so the audit has to be very close to being done because I don't believe they would release financials unless they have things in the past that were audited. Because if the audit is not right, all these financials will have to be redone. So I believe the audit has to be close or even done. So I expect the company to come out, I don't know, any day. I don't know exactly, and tell us they have a special dividend, what the terms are going to be, whatever the strike is going to be. It's going to be a warrant. It's going to be FNGRW. It'll have its own QSIP. It'll be a different company. The shorts are going to be short finger, and they're going to be short this thing. Okay, the warrant. All right, the warrant's going to be tradable. So let's say the exercise price, I'm just making the number up again, is $3. If the stock goes to 100, 100 minus 3 is what you make. So if you got 10,000 shares, you're going to get 1,000 for free. Let's say that warrant is worth 50 cents. Your 1,000 shares is going to be worth $500 if you want to sell it. It's a free warrant. I know people that are going to scoop those up because there's going to be a 2-year expiration on those things. So the company, you get a free shot with your dividend for free. You don't have to do anything but be an owner on the record date. The record date is the date that the company stops trading, and they get a list of their holders on that date. Wall Street never stops trading because if they had to settle all the trades, they can't. This is the only way to stop the music and count up how many investors you have. For example, E-Trade's going to hit a button and say, we own 1 million shares of Finger. They call the depository trust up. How many physical shares do you have for me? 100,000. That means E-Trade is now naked short 900,000 shares. They have to call up and find out who sold them the stock because they owe them the dividend. If you're short and the dividend is issued, you owe the short. You owe the dividend, excuse me. You owe the dividend to the person who bought it. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's the rules. You can Google it yourself. If you're short and there's a dividend, do you owe the dividend? Absolutely. I posted it. It's right there. This is something the companies do to help reward their investors, but also, in this case, besides rewarding you, they're trapping the shorts. They're going to expose them. Link Partners is just a piece of shit in this world. They have no say on anything in this subject. They can say whatever they want. Oh, you're doing it to trap me? Yeah, fuck you. Yes, we are. That's what it's about. And there's more traps to come. There's recapitalizations. You can do 100 different things. All right? So they're not going to stop. Trump speaks. The companies don't have to do all this nonsense. Companies can go back to building their companies versus hiring lawyers to chase some scumbags around that think who the fuck they are by selling counterfeit shares. I posted before, there's these day trading firms. I have a friend who's a back office guy who tells me these day trading firms have nowhere to borrow shares. They let people naked short using the market maker exemption. So if you go to a day trading firm and they say they borrow shares, they're probably in their paperwork that they show you, they borrow shares from another day trading firm. There's no institution behind those firms. Fidelity's not lending shares to whatever the name of that day trading firm that's been advertising, Happy Trade, whatever the hell it was. No one lends them shares. The only way you can short at a day trading firm is naked short. That loophole needs to be shut down because that's what these guys are doing. They go in there, they put 100,000 up and they hit the button, sell 20, 30,000 shares. And all the guys on the trading desk, all their buddies do the same thing from all over the country. And they bear rate the stock by doing that. They don't borrow shares. They just hit the sell button and they're naked shorting. They try to do it intraday so they can get their ass out by the end of the day. Knock it down. If they make 30 cents on 10,000 shares, they make 3,000 for the day. They do it 5 days a week and they just keep moving along to different names. That's how those guys make money. And but that guy, what was his name? Oh, I forgot his name. Oh God, I went blank. The guy who was involved with Finger Motion, I forgot his name, or GTII. The guy with the afro sitting on the plane with the cash and the watches. I forgot his name. If anybody, you can remember it, you know what I'm talking about. He worked at a day trading firm bragging about how much money he makes. He was attacking companies, shorting them. That's what he does, him and his friends. They're all different places. Hedge funds are bigger players. They're not here to short 10,000 shares. They're looking for positions, and they usually do it through a toxic note. That's what Lynn Partners does. Look at Lynn Partners, KNW, GMGI. They gave these companies money. Both of these stocks, KNW is at 13 cents, a 52-week low, down from 90. GMGI was $6. It's $2.10. It made a new low last week of $1.80 something. You can't get away from these guys. Those companies signed a note, gives these guys the right to convert into equity at the lowest possible price. The lower it goes, the more shares they get. That's why they keep selling more. This is the fraud we're trying. I have nothing against those companies or the CEOs. They were either by the lawyers were told they needed to raise money, or they just were stupid enough to go sign these notes. All right. Big Emotion did the same thing. Got the money was raised, paid them back, and got rid of them. The CEO, everyone knows these guys are bad now. We'll never do it again. Big Emotion went to Roth Capital. I thought it was for research. They wound up raising money. My good friend of 30 years works there. He assures me, all right, that they're not here to hurt this company. All right. He says the research report is on the way. He has nothing to do with the research report, but he says they always do it, and it'll come out and it'll be favorable when they do report it. I don't know the day it's going to come. Neither does he. All right. But Roth Capital is not a scumbag firm like Benchmark or Aegis and all these other characters. All right. These guys are legitimate. Their clients, hedge funds, they could have hedge funds who got an account that, you know, they hide and they make a short through those accounts. I'm sure Byron Roth knows who's good or bad. All right. They take the money, they gave it to the company, they paid $1.50, and the subject. It's over with. That's a floor. The floor was $1.50. They didn't get stock at $1.50 with the right to buy more at a penny. If the stock goes up, they have a warrant. They have to pay the company $1.50 for the warrant. If the stock explodes, the company raises another $7.5 million. All right. Not everybody exercises their warrants at the same time. So there may be 200,000 a year, 100,000 a year. And as it goes, the company will do a rolling raise. It's already locked in already. They would have loved to done it higher, but manipulation by Lynn Partners pushed the stock lower. Not the people that just joined, that just they could shorted it down from 2.25 down onto that secondary price. Those people are all criminals. Hold on 1 second. I just want to see DJT. Someone, yeah, I told someone to buy it down to $39.75 or like that. Just put them. Two people just bought stock all the way down. I knew they were trying to push it below 40 because they want those options to go away. The 40s, 41s, 42s. I'm a buyer. I'm a believer in those cheap options because if it turns, you know, at any given second, the thing can explode. I know it's throwing money out the window, but that's what I always did. I always like to buy cheap options, especially on option expiration. The stock was just 43. They broke it to 40. You're telling me Donald Trump's going to sit here and let all these other people win? Goldman, Morgan, Interactive Brokers, Robinhood, VIRT, they're all going to be winners. Jeffries, and his stock is going to be the loser? Impossible. Impossible. Everyone calls Donald Trump a greedy pig, and he's in it for himself. Well, Donald, show us that you're in it for yourself and come out here and expose these guys and roast them alive. I'm with you on this one. Make money for yourself and your family. You deserve it. But if he does it for DJT, he's doing it for all of us. So it's all or none right now. Either Donald Trump comes in and saves us, saves his company, he saves us all. If he doesn't say anything about this naked short selling, I don't know what to tell you anymore. You better learn how to trade or never invest in the equity market again. Go buy crypto, get lost. This is complete fraud unless they do something. And I believe they are. There's not much more I can tell you about this. I will tell you now, find your stock, whatever it's going to be, make your bets. And I think it's showtime coming. I never felt more confident about it. Wall Street's funny. They always try to get you a mixed signal. DJT pushing it down. It's not going to happen. That's what they're trying to tell you. If you're short a stock and you can't cover, you attack it and then you come back and scoop it up. That's how they play the game. That's how I was taught to cover shares. I watch short sellers do it all the time. It's very easy. This is what they're doing. And that's why I keep trying to tell people, buy the dips at DJT. There is no dips at finger motion. It's sideways for 2 months. But once it starts trading, you will have the volatility. I couldn't tell you to do it in Tesla. I couldn't tell you to do it in ROOT. These are too dangerous. These stocks are going up 20 and down 20. If you get on the wrong side of that trade, you'll be wiped out. All right, my days of playing craps and rolling the dice and losing everything are way behind me. I don't do it anymore. And I was pretty good at craps, but I don't do it anymore. I like to figure out what am I supposed to do and how I'm supposed to do it. I don't just go out there and throw darts. All right. When I throw a dart, I'm doing it for a reason. My buddy told me to buy MLSS. They had something with their epidural. The stock hasn't exploded to where I want it to go, but I'm using the money. I didn't lose a penny on it. I made 20-something cents on it. I'm moving it to finger motion as we speak. That's what I did. I took a shot. It didn't go to 10. I didn't lose on it. I paid $1.01. Big deal. I move along. It'll probably go to 10 as soon as I finish selling. I don't know. That's what I do. That's what you all should do. If you're in something, you're not happy, move it along to something else. The stock police aren't going to come to you and say, hey, why'd you sell that stock? You can do whatever you like. A lot of times I sell stocks that I feel I'm losing in. I would get out of them and use the money to go make more money on something else. If I lose $2, I may make back 30 cents, 40 cents, 30 cents and say, oh my God, I made it all back. That's how I play. That's how you should all play. Not every trade's going to be a winner. You got to learn to make back. If you do lose, you got to learn to take your loss, move along, and start chopping, as we call it, and make back your money. If it's a nickel a day, it's a nickel a day. 20 days, if you're down $1, you made back your money for 20 trades. All right? Once you get back to even, you have a clear head and you can move forward. All right? I'm following stocks that I think are going to have the greatest potential on the upside with the least amount of money to invest. I'm not buying a $100 stock. I'm buying a stock that was 2, 3, now it's 1, 1.25. And I think it has a tremendous opportunity because there's 241 million shares short plus 1.3 million of the real short, which hasn't covered yet. Although I think they'll wash that out soon. All right? But again, the company's not going out of business. It has the money in the bank. The branches are completely paid, fraudulent scumbags. They come from the umbrella or the tree from Andrew Leff. They all work with a pack of wolves. Andrew Leff used to write the story. They use that for cover to attack everybody. That's what they do. They blame the report from Andrew Leff or Hindenburg or Capybara. That's why I'm shorting it. But like Mark Cohodes and Rocca, Pat Byrne busted him for writing the reports and putting out his own edits on them. The insiders at Grady and ratted them out. The Anson's fund is ratted out the guys that they've been paying. That $1 billion fund out of Canada that's probably destroyed and stolen more money. I guarantee you everyone on this phone lost money in something these guys were behind. They don't tell you the names, but I'm sure we're going to get them sooner or later. And I'm sure there's a list of probably 200 companies these guys raped. They're making probably 10 million here, 5 million here, 2 million here. It just keeps adding up and keep giving Hindenburg money to write the reports or Andrew Leff, whoever it is. Andrew Leff was a Boca Raton piece of trash that used to have stock lemon. He went from stock lemon, which was bashing penny stocks. Then he went up to the big board and became Citron. Because he knows that he can manipulate a $100 stock very fast. You know, when these things drop, they drop $10, $12. They go out and buy puts. His friends would short it, and he walk away making $200,000, $300,000 a clip and get paid for his reports. And then he moved to Beverly Hills. Nice guy. I told you, money is great to have, but going to jail, no one's going to enjoy doing that part. And that's coming for these guys. And once they get the naked short sellers like Jeff Easton and these other guys, the Kramers, Yorkville, all these other characters that are doing it, you watch how fast they start turning on each other. In that group at Anson is the guy from Canaccord, the Canadian brokerage firm. Notorious front for naked short sellers from the U.S. to Canada back into the U.S. Canaccord, read the story, Anson's fund, the CEO, they said, isn't sleeping well at night. Complete crooks, all of them. We had a shareholder that was in both GTI and Finger Motion. He knew the CEO, and he told them they were naked shorting the stocks. Oh, I don't believe they are. That's what he said. I'll stop them. Yeah, he's full of shit. He helped assist them all. All right, so again, You got an hour, 45 minutes to go. Make a bet, pick your poison, whatever it may be, and let's see what happens on Monday with Trump. I think we're going to see a lot of activity. I'm glad that they moved his ceremony indoors, get away from being outside. We need him to be the president. We need him to get his first 100 days and smack all these criminals and shut them all down. Enough for this nonsense in this country. From people getting raped to kids and this, immigration, end it all. We need to get back to normal. And we definitely need a normal stock market, not a fraudulent one. It's not the best market in the world. It's the most fraudulent market in the world. We're a third world country when it comes to the stock market. You guys all think it's, oh, we got Amazon, we got this. There's 8 stocks, 10 stocks that they protect. Everyone else is getting their ass kicked. People losing all their money. I don't care if you're losing $1,000 or $1 million. They don't give a shit about you. They believe it's their right to just steal your money, which is it's unbelievable that anybody would even believe in that stuff. Anyway, everyone, have a great weekend. I don't want to bore you all day long. I just wanted to tell you what I see, what I hear, and I think it's showtime. There's nothing more I can say. I believe Trump is going to bring us into winter, and he's going to clean up this mess. All right? So, again, pick your poison, find what you want to do, and, make a bet. That's all I can tell you. I believe that's going to be life-changing, and I think it's going to happen soon. There's no way Jeff Easton is going to survive this whole thing, him and his crew. They're going to follow the sell tickets, follow the money, follow the wires, the phone records, just like they're doing to Andrew Left and Hindenburg. You know these guys made mistakes over the years. These guys have made 100 mistakes over the years. Wire transfers, phone records, the broker dealers, Lynn Partners working with Benchmark. Go look at K&W. Lynn invested in it. Who was next? Benchmark. They did the deal together. Finger Motion did the deal. Who was with them? Benchmark. You call up Benchmark, and they give you to fucking Lynn Partners. They work as a team. Benchmark had their hand out taking money also. Hey, you got to pay us, Lynn. We sent to a client. So when you rip them off, you better make sure you pay us. They all do the same thing. This is how it goes down. Anyway, listen, figure it out for yourself. I think it's a life-changing. I've been doing this for 25 years. I've never seen everything on one side. We got Elon Musk, we got Pat Byrne, we got Donald Trump. God forbid, I hope Pat Byrne gets better. He's been sick. You got Devin Nunes screaming about naked shorts, Pam Bondi, you got Cash Patel. Everybody wants it to be fair. And I believe Trump has all their ears. They all know about it. They're all board of directors, Cash Patel, big investor, Pam Bondi, the CEO is Devin Nunes. Do you think they're going to let DJT, let these people just walk away and steal their money? You don't think Donald Trump wants billions for his family? It's a disgrace. And he needs to stand up and smack these guys around and start locking them up. Anyway, listen, everyone, have a great day. If you buy the dip in DJT, get ready for a rip onto the close. You can trade it, hold on to it, and hopefully have a great weekend. All right, everyone, have a great day.
So Big JR, the offering that they did, I don't know, let me see. In November, it had what they call an acceleration clause. I had it here. Now I got to find it again. Here it is. The warrants will be, they have warrants that are exercisable. I was wrong. They're exercisable at 60 cents. each warrant will entitle, so they did the units. They did 7 million units of the company at a price of 30 cents. Each unit will consist of one common share and 1/2 of one common share purchase warrant. And each whole warrant will entitle the holder to acquire one additional share at 60 cents. So my memory didn't work on that part. But anyway, 60 cents. I don't know what the life exemption is. Anyway, so the warrants will be subject to acceleration
Fulcrum, Gregor
such
Gregor.
that if during a period of 10 such that if during a period of 10 consecutive trading days prior to the expiration date, the volume weighted average trading price of the shares on the Canadian Stock Exchange exceeds $1.20 for each of those 10 consecutive days. So basically, if the stock trades at $1.20 or better, or it actually says here exceeds $1.20, so $1.21 or something over $1.20 for 10 consecutive days, the company may, within a month of such an occurrence, give written notice to the holders of the warrants that the warrants will expire at 5 p.m. on the 30th day following the giving of notice, unless exercised prior to that. So Big JR, you ask how it could affect the share price. And I guess there's too many different ways it could. But what could be really positive for the company is they would bring in money at 60 cents. And so they would have capitalization. That's how I see it. And why did they pick $1.20? I don't know. But in theory, the $1.20 becomes sort of a target above which the price doesn't really go right away. In other words, if it does go to 120 or better for 10 days, all of a sudden they have to absorb 60-cent stock for a while. I would guess it wouldn't go much higher than $1.20 for a little while. But if there's good news, if there's good revenue, if there's momentum, it shouldn't present much of a stall. Wow, Fintel, that's a nice target. That's a nice target. Remember, though, there's Canadian and US prices. So I don't know if their targets in Canadian or US dollars. Oh. I'm in control here at the White House. All right. I don't know if this is worth. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it. It's not worth it to me to listen to that guy. So I might sign out here at 3:30 and try to walk my dog. I'm feeling, I don't know if it's just my extra energy expenditure or what, but I'm feeling drained. So I think I'm going to sign out. And I don't know if we'll talk before the weekend and probably not on Monday either, huh? But Djokovic plays on Sunday. It's going to just get tougher and tougher for him. There's a lot of young players that are pretty exciting. Right. I don't see any more questions, and I don't have anything more to talk about. So thank you for joining, and have a good weekend.